Cool. So we're talking about what again?
Faith and fear existing in the same space.
Faith and fear in the same place.
Yeah.
Here's the hard thing about faith and fear. Fear is strong. Like you feel fear. Like fear is like
Yes.
the pit of your stomach.
It's overwhelming.
Yes, it's weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's weight.
Mm-hmm.
And faith is like sometimes it feels like something you grasp for.
Absolutely. Yeah. It
Right.
does. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can't feel it.
Yeah.
How does a person lean on something that seems less steady than the thing they're trying to lean away from?
That's good.
How
That's a great question.
That was a question. That's good. Okay, and
I mean, that's a great question. Oh, how do you lean on faith while feeling the weight of fear?
right. You need me to buy you time?
Mm. Mm. I think it comes down to placing things in the right perspective.
That's good.
That's the lesson that I have been learning the most in 2020. Placing things in the right perspective. Yes, I am feeling the weight of this fear, but does that mean that it's stronger than faith?
Ooh, does it mean that it's more real?
Having to ask that question, because if I just go based on what I'm feeling, that's not always the true answer.
Right, feelings are not facts.
That's true.
but they
Sometimes they align,
they-
sometimes they don't.
That's the hard thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if I think about the things that I say to patients all the time, right?
Mhm,
They
mhm.
start talking to you about feelings. Now, the interesting thing about being a counselor is when your clients talk to you, they usually are just expressing what we feel too,
Yes.
right? Or maybe
Yes.
that's just me because I'm crazy.
No, I think that's being human.
Being human, right?
And the gift of a counselor is that you're able to help someone put it into perspective.
Into perspective, right?
And pray for you have someone to help you.
Right,
Put it
right.
into
That's why every
perspective.
counselor has a counselor.
You do.
Right.
I'm just saying for everybody else out
Right. Every counselor has a
Good.
counselor. Every therapist has a therapist. Like,
Right,
that's why
right.
they say that.
there. Yeah.
But it's this concept of sometimes when I'm sitting in front of somebody else, I can see what you can't.
Right.
And so
Yes.
it's not that you're not seeing any truth, but that doesn't mean you're seeing all the truth.
Right. Right.
And that's what's hard. We only sometimes see part of the truth.
Yes. Yeah, I would say faith has an aerial view.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I have to remember. Faith
Yes,
has
that's good.
an aerial view.
Mm-hmm.
Fear generally has the limited view of what I can see in this moment. It's like being in the dark and there's like a light in the corner and you can only see what that light will allow you to see.
That's good.
That's the, in my experience, I'm not that old. So there's someone wiser than me.
There's always people wiser than
Right,
us.
I'm just saying, there's someone with more years who's wiser who
I don't equate.
could possibly add more to it.
Just to be clear,
I don't think
I
I'm
don't-
the end all be all is what I'm
I
trying to
don't
get at.
equate wisdom with age.
Not
there's
for
some real-
everyone.
There's some real old people with no wisdom.
Yeah.
But there's definitely people who are more wise than us.
No, not everybody lives
And
life
some of them are older.
seeking wisdom,
Yes.
seeking to grow.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, some people happen upon it,
And
and some people run from it.
Accidentally just fell into the wisdom. Just my apologies, but my face
Right.
planted into some
You
wisdom.
know, I face planted and I learned I probably shouldn't do that no
Right.
more.
Although some people
I
fall.
thought maybe I should go and research before I tried that
Tell the
again.
truth.
And then
Tell
people
the
be
truth.
like, I mean, I failed, but when I fell forward.
Right.
So technically,
Some people
I
fall
moved
into
along.
wisdom, don't like how it feels, and try to run away from it for the rest of their life.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
that's
That's
because
true.
wisdom has a burden to it.
Yeah, I
Can
feel
you
like
tell the truth?
I've done all of those scenarios.
Right. See, they say if you knew better, you would do better. Yeah, but sometimes the expectations of doing better are real hard to live up to.
Hmm.
And I think that plays into faith versus fear. Because if I really believe that I'm supposed to do this thing, there's probably like some lifestyle choices that I have to walk in faith. I can't go this way. I have to go that way. I can't
I'll give
be
you
this
one
person.
even better than that. I can't feel comfortable in the space that I'm in anymore.
Yeah.
And none of us like to be uncomfortable. We like the results of uncomfortability.
Yep.
But we don't want to be uncomfortable. And it's different saying, you know what, I was faithful to this company and I did a good job and they let me go and that was uncomfortable, but I came to the great, whatever the next step was. It's a whole different story to say, I worked hard to get here and I'm going to make a decision to leave. And then make a decision to do whatever I need to do to get to the next place. That's a whole different situation.
It's very different to be a victim of circumstance versus one who decides the circumstances. And oftentimes, even when you were the victim of circumstance, you were deciding some of the circumstances, but they were so, when they're just happening in the moment, sometimes you don't know. When God
and there's
gives
room to put it on someone else.
Come on. When God starts giving you stuff, giving you direction, giving you, it's you can't even point nowhere else. Are you going to listen or not?
Right.
Are you going to do it or not? But what you said, that word was so real, uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. And you know the sad thing about that? Most people, when they say that they're comfortable, they're not.
Right.
They have just gotten used to the discomfort that's in their life, and it's like, I don't know what those discomforts are going to be like, so I'll choose these ones.
I'll choose these ones that I know.
Come on.
Have already strategized around and made a plan for.
Yes.
Yeah. Versus starting over.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have had more than our share of uncomfortable. And yet sometimes when I'm sitting and thinking about like what life would be like in the next level, I'm like, maybe I'm cool with staying right here, not being able to pay the bills sometimes, or like figuring out like we need more space in this house or whatever it is, but like, but that's more responsibility when we get to the next level, or like no landlord to take care of stuff, or fill in the blank with whatever it is that comes at the next level of life. Or like, when you get that money, you have to be responsible with it. You just can't spend it willy-nilly because you want a candy bar all the time.
Right, yeah.
Which
like
I really
right now,
like.
I don't have
bars.
to learn about investing because we don't have access to invest.
Come on.
But at some point, I'll have to put in the effort, and that's going to be work. That's going to be going back to school without going back to school. I mean, you know.
You said the word, though. Are you willing to invest in your future? Sometimes we invest in our pain. We invest in our situation we're in. So we keep pouring into the situation more feelings about the situation instead of investing in the solution. And so we either have to decide we're going to invest our time in the next step, or we keep investing all of our stuff in this step.
It's the same amount of time. It's the same commitment.
Ooh, say that.
It's the same commitment.
Say that.
It's just a matter of where you're going to place it. What is the outcome of it?
Yes. You said you weren't going to rock during the taping of this. I've been rocking a whole lot. I apologize if the camera is going all over the place while I rock. This camera just be moving, and I was not going to rock. But that was good. That was good.
Thank you.
It's the same amount of time.
It is. It's the same investment. It's the same amount of effort. It's all the same. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you get to a new level, more is required of you. But the foundation is laid in a way where you're taking what you're already giving. It's just going towards something else and you're adding on top of it.
I don't even know if I agree with what you just said.
Okay.
And this is all I mean when I say that. Well, it is. I agree and disagree. In this level, we have to give it everything we have inside of us. As you grow in your wisdom, in your maturity, whatever, your capacity grows. So technically, I agree with you in that you'll have to give more. But the more will be everything you have, right? So at the end of the day, it's still everything you got in you. You're like, but I wasn't even capable of this much before. Now I have to do more. That's what's scary. You're still going to have to give it everything you got. So it's like, it's the same and different.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's still an unknown. When you hit a new capacity, there's still unknown. You don't know if you can actually do it. You don't know if you can sustain it. That's the fight that you got to go through every day.
You know, I'll be honest. Sometimes for me, it's not even that I don't know if I can do some things. Now, I'm going to say this the right way because people will misinterpret when you speak, right? This is not coming from a place of conceit when I say this,
right.
Okay?
Or esteem issue.
Right, right. So, I know how God uses me. So whether I question what I'm capable of or not, I really don't question what God can do with me and how He can use my gifts. And they're that gifts, something that I didn't have to work for, that He gave me. So yes, I have to do the work, but He gave the gifts. So I don't question that, but I know it's going to cost me something. And so sometimes it's not that I'm doubting, can I do it? Oh, I can do it. He's helping me. But what's it going to cost me? What is it going to take out of me? How is it going to challenge me? Because just when you think you know you get a challenge that shows you the real you.
What did I think needed to be in my life? It doesn't actually need to be in my life. That is going to then leave my life.
Come on. Right? What am I about to...
It's easy to think about the things that will be added to your life.
Right.
But the things that have to go away, especially that you're not anticipating going away or that you don't even think are necessary to leave, count the cost.
You know what just hit my spirit? Your gifts will make room for you. Will you make room for what you need in the room?
Okay. Say that again.
Your gifts will make room for you. But will you make room for what you'll need in the room?
That's good. Because for me, I agree with you. I don't question whether I can do it because He's helping me. I know it's not me doing it anyway.
Right.
But my question always comes, will I be able to sustain it?
Right.
Will I be able to do what it takes to sustain whatever it is that He wants to do?
And you know what the answer is? Are you willing to keep being obedient?
Are you willing to make room for what needs to be in the room?
Come on.
Because that's what it is.
Right.
It's systems. And Bishop Jake said something great a couple years ago that really stuck with me. Where he said, if you're unable to keep hold of something, then your foundation isn't strong enough. You need to get your systems in place. So stop moving forward, get your systems in place. That'll be your foundation, and then move forward. That's everything